Hi there, I'm Mike and I'm the All Hallows Geek, and welcome to my first Halloween haul of 2022. That's right, Halloween shopping season is here, and I have been on the hunt for, probably going on a month now, and I finally have something to show for it. I've seen obviously a lot of stuff. If you follow me on Instagram or social media, you've probably seen I've posted quite a bit, but I've been pretty picky when it comes to what I'm actually getting. And I actually found some decent stuff over the last weekend, so I figured I'd share it all with you. I will say the bulk of this is from Home Goods. Again, if you've been following on social media, and even if you saw my article over on allhallowsgeek.com earlier in the month, you saw that Home Goods really is the place where most folks are finding Halloween early in the season. So I will say that a lot of the stuff is from Home Goods, but I also have some stuff from Ross, some stuff from Michael's, over the weekend. I saw my first Michaels that had actual Halloween merchandise out. All right, well, let's get into it. The first item I have, this one's actually from Ross. This was $6.99. If you know me, or if you followed me for a while, you likely know that I collect black cats, and I came across this guy. I kind of like the vintage look of him, but what really sold me was it was the black cat plus the vintage look, and it says Eek here, which, if you've been following a while or you paid attention to the tagline, All Hallows Geek, it's all about putting the eek in geek. So this was perfectly fitting. I had to pick him up. I saw him. He was actually in the checkout line, which is where I got that one. So that was kind of a fun one. The next thing, since we're looking at drinkware, this is another thing this one was from Home Goods. It's $7.99, and my wife actually made me get this one. So this is one of those wine glasses, and it says spooky. She wanted me to have something to pair if we drink wine together. So she got one. I think it was like a witch one of some sort. But I got the spooky one to match her whenever we drink wine. So I'm not really big on the Ray Dunn stuff, but this was fun. And it's got the jack-o'-lantern, which All Hallows Geek is all about the jack-o'-lanterns. So thought that was a nice little fit. So that was a fun one. All right, next up, another Home Goods. So this was something we couldn't pass up on. They're oven mitts, and they are bats, and it's a set of two of them here, so you can see. But these were just kind of fun. They had a few different styles with these. I think another one was candy corns, but the bats, we just really like the bats. And actually, you'll notice there seems to be a theme with some of our stuff here as we get through this with bats. But these were nice. Again, these were only $6.99, so nothing too pricey, and these were from Home Goods. All right, one of the kind of cooler finds that we came across, this is also from Home Goods, this was $7.99, was this mortar and pestle. This is ceramic, and it says Witch's Brew. And it's, got the wooden pestle. Like, this was a solid find, and this is actually something practical that we've been wanting, and we haven't really found anything we liked in particular. And this was just, we just happened to come across this. It was kind of tucked away, and what caught my eye was the pinnacle that was in the corner, and we were like, oh, what is that? And wound up picking it up. So just a mortar and pestle. It says Witch's Brew on it. That was a hell of a find, and again, that one was from Home Goods. So one of my earlier finds, this is actually cheating a little bit. This was from like a weekend or so ago, also from Home Goods. It was about $5. Is I came across these bags, and these are just, treat bags of some sort. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I loved the suckers on these. They have that like kind of Sam jack-o'-lantern vibe to them, if you guys can see that. I know there's a glare. I'm trying not to get the glare there. But they've got the Sam trick-or-treat vibe minus obviously the bite out of it. And I thought these were fun. So what I'm going to do with these, I don't know yet. Maybe at an event one of these days. I actually bought a couple packs of these. I think there comes with, how many are in this? 13 bags, which is a beautiful number to have. So I got a couple of these. Maybe one day I'll put together some treat bags to go to an event and share with folks or something like that. But I just couldn't pass up. I loved the print on here. So these were fun. Again, these were Home Goods. They were only about $5. So that's a fun one. All right, what else we got? We'll get some of the smaller stuff out of the way. So this was $6.99, and these were Home Goods again. Again, Home Goods, all the things. I couldn't pass these up. These are skull candles, if you could see. And there were two things that attracted me. Like one, it was actually the color. So the color actually kind of is what pulled me in. These were on, not even on a shelf. They were on like a cart because they were still stocking stuff. And I just happened to see something kind of bright green out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, that's got to be Halloween. And sure enough, it's these, 4 skull candles. Like I said, these were $7, which isn't too bad for how nice these sculpts are of these skulls, if you can see them there. But yeah, I mean, these are fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. These were one of those things where I'm like, there's probably something I can do with these. I don't know what. So I'm just going to grab them, and that's what I did. But I loved the green color. I loved the sculpts on these, so pick those up. All right, next thing. My wife is quite the baker, and she does a lot in the kitchen, and we came across these. And I think what I liked about these are the packaging is what really drew me in, but then the artwork on the little, the little figures and the wrappers that they have. So this was $6.99. This is again from Home Goods, and these are, you've got the cupcake wrappers, and then you've got the little characters that you stick into the top of the cupcake. But as you can see, they're in a haunted house. So the packaging is this little haunted house, and like this is really what kind of drew me in. And then the artwork of the individual, characters in the house, I love just as much. So this was fun. This was a fun one. And we picked up a couple of these. Again, one of the things that we hope to start doing again, now that our kids are older, is eventually start entertaining. We used to throw huge Halloween parties. Then we had kids and they kind of died off. So now that they're older, one of the things we want to do is start entertaining again. So this was kind of perfect. If my wife wants to make some baked goods, we can have some fun themed little things going on with that. All right, so what else we got here? Actually, I'll pass up on this for a second and come back to it. While we're on the theme of kind of vintage things, I'm going to be honest, this was a pure impulse buy. I do not know what I'm going to do with these. I will probably never, if rarely, use this. But it was $5, and it was another instance where the design sucked me in, and that's a lot of times how they get me. So these are travel coffee cups. That's literally all they are, and they come with the lids, and they actually have. So this one says "Hocus Pocus, I need coffee to focus," as though that hasn't been played out a ton. And so these are actually the sleeves for the coffee cups. But what excited me about these and what caught my eye with these is the actual print on the cup. So if you guys can see that, I know the light is being obnoxious right now, but if you can see that print, look at that. I mean, how fun is that? Like, it's just so cool. It's got the bats, it's got the planchette, witches' hats, cauldrons, black cats. I mean, it's all things Halloween to a T, and it's got that kind of vintagey vibe to it. So I could not pass up on those. So that was the first one. But it was by far not the only one, because they also had these. Same thing where it's got that vintage vibe to it. These ones, the orange cup with the black print, but you got witches, pumpkins, bats, the whole nine. These ones also come with the sleeve. This one says, "Wishing you a happy Halloween," which that's kind of cheese. I didn't love that. But it comes with the sleeves. It comes with the lids. Again, it's one of those things. I do not know what the hell I'm going to do with these. Like, they might wind up just like one of them each displayed on a shelf or something, because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Or maybe I'll throw some coffee in it. I don't know. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so that's what makes it even weirder. It is what it is. So that's that. So I mentioned bats were quite a theme. And this is another item that we picked up at Home Goods. And these are bat placemats. So if you can see these are like a silverish gray with purple bats. And we actually grabbed 2 sets of these. These were really cool. My wife and I are really into purples when it comes to stuff for the home. And these just really caught our eye. What's crazy about these is we saw them once at a Home Goods. I tend to shop at like a couple Home Goods in the area, and we saw them the one time. I have not seen them again. And we actually picked up 2 of those, but that was kind of neat. And for the price, I definitely couldn't pass up on those. All right, what do we got here? Next is this, I don't even know what to call this. It's some sort of container of sorts, but this was $9.99 at Home Goods. And it basically just looks like a jar of poison or Pirate's Rum or something. And the lid, again, like I said, the lid comes off with a nice little jar, and it's ceramic. This was another one of those things where it's kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It'll probably just get displayed somewhere. But I liked it and couldn't pass up on it. So again, just nice little ceramic container with the skull and crossbones on it. And like I said, it could work as Pirate's Rum. It could work as poison. You know, you choose your own adventure if you get something like this, but definitely wanted to show that one off. Okay, I think this is the last Home Goods item, and you guys probably saw I actually posted this one on social media because originally I wasn't going to get it. And then I was like, I'm going to go back and get it. So this was $14.99. This is probably one of the pricier things I got at Home Goods. But it's this candy corn ring toss. I don't know what it was about this. Maybe it was the candy corn that sold me. It just looked fun. I mean, my kids aren't really at ring toss age anymore, but you know, if we entertain, or if we have a party at some point and we have some young ones there, I think this would be fun. So I picked it up for $15. You know, it's hard to find quality, you know, Halloween games. Like I know Target every year tends to have some stuff, but it looks kind of cheap. And the fact that this was, you know, wooden, it's all wood. And like the rings are rope with the wooden kind of bead type things on them. So this just looked kind of higher quality. So I was just like, oh, what the hell? I'll just get it. You know, and we'll have it. And if we use it, great. If someday we don't use it, maybe it'll wind up in a yard sale. Who knows? But for now, I thought this was fun. And for only $15, it didn't put me out that bad. I actually lied. I realized I had one more thing from Home Goods. And this one I actually got a couple weeks ago. So this was $12.99, and this is another Ray Dunn item. And again, I'm not a huge Ray Dunn fan. I know that's what everybody eats up. But there was just something about the simplicity of this bucket. It's just a black metal bucket, and it says candy. And you know, again, I'll be honest, like Ray Dunn's not really my thing. There is a bit of a ridiculousness, in my opinion, of just labeling stuff that's obvious. But sometimes when it's fun stuff like this, I can kind of get behind it. So like candy or even some of the Halloween like cups and stuff aren't too bad. But when something says like laundry basket, I'm like, yeah, duh. Just not my thing. But that one was fun. I decided to pick that one up. Okay, I will save that for last. So let me show you one more thing. So this next item, which was kind of interesting, is it will probably look familiar to you. And that's because last year, if you shopped at Joann Fabric, you probably saw something similar. And if you were like me, you looked at the price tag and went, oh, hell no, and put it back on the shelf. And that was a trio of cauldrons. Well, fast forward to, and this is really hard for you to see because it's in plastic, and I don't want to take it out because it's glass, and I don't want my clumsy ass to drop this. But it is a trio of cauldrons, and it's basically hanging on this rack. And again, last year Joann had this. I believe they might have been metal or ceramic at Joann's. These are glass, like I mentioned. This was $24.99, and funny enough, it was from Michael's. And again, this was like the first item at Michael's I saw this year that I wanted or really to get my hands on. And again, it's because I saw the one at Joann's last year. And we liked it, but it was, I want to say Joann's, it was like twice this price. It was like $50 or something ridiculous like that. And so I was just like, I can't bring myself to, as much as I like this, I can't bring myself to buy it. So ultimately I passed up on it and kind of went from there. The only downside to this one, and I don't remember if the Joann one was or not, is this isn't food safe. So this will likely wind up holding candles or something like that. But I still think it's cool. And we wanted it, even the Joann one, we didn't want it to serve food or anything like that. It was just for decorative purposes. So again, it's a trio of cauldrons. I apologize. I know that wasn't the best view because of the light. And I just don't want to take it out and risk, dropping one of the glass cauldrons here on camera. Although I guess it would be a good outtake for folks. Okay, I feel like I saved the best for last. These were actually picked up at Ross, and they are a set of 3. I've seen a couple folks post these, and when I first saw them, I was like, I can't tell what the quality's like. I can't tell what they're made of. And then we just happened to come across them. So it is a trio of bowls, and they are metal, as you can hear, and they look like this. And they are adorned with these incredible bats. Again, the bat theme. So these were at Ross. There are 3 different sizes. So this small, and again, metal. These are food safe, unlike the cauldrons, which was one of the selling points for us. So this one is this one was $9.99 for this one, which is the smallest size that they had. And then there was a middle size, and they all look the same, so they just kind of go up in size, all metal, and they have that bat on the side there. This is the middle size. This one was $13.99, and then the last one, which was the largest one, which you can see it's a good size. And again, these are food safe, so you could put chips in these. You could put really whatever you want in them. And this one was $17.99. So they're not the cheapest, but again, they're metal. They're sturdy. These are made well. I will say the one thing we did notice is you need to be careful with these. There was another set there, and somebody had already busted off the bats. So I do think that's something you're going to have to be careful of, is even though these are metal, it does seem like the bats do have the potential that if not handled with care, could wind up, as I try not, I'm just not even going to restack those like that right now, could wind up breaking fairly easy, just because of whatever they're made of and how they're kind of set. So yeah, this was probably my most exciting find so far. Definitely one of my favorites, aside from maybe the cauldrons. Those were the big 2. So that wraps up my haul. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. Yep, that is it. And that was kind of a big haul for, I will say though, it's been 3 weeks and this was the first weekend I really found stuff. So, I've heard a lot of you saying like, oh, my stores don't have anything yet. I haven't found anything yet. I'm going to say this, keep at it. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm going out each week and checking. And I will say, like, stores like Home Goods are cycling in new stuff where I'm at. And I am seeing other people post this as well, weekly. And to the point where if the stuff that's there this week will probably not be there next week, but there will be new stuff in. So just keep at it, keep checking. I think for some of these stores, like the Home Goods, the Rosses, the Marshalls, the TJ Maxxes, those types of stores, I have the feeling they're going to slowly start getting stuff in. And if you're not checking on the regular, you're probably going to miss out, because a lot of the stuff we saw week 1, we didn't see in week 2. And then we saw in week 2, we didn't see in week 3. There are some things, obviously, that they had more inventory of, or that were kind of stragglers, or just weren't that exciting of items. They're still there, but they are going quick. I will say too, there are also, the resellers that are out there. My mom actually had a run-in with one the other day. She went to Home Goods, and the woman had some sort of mummy statue or something like that. And my mom being what my mom does, she was just like, "Oh, that's cute. Where'd you get that?" And the woman had like a basket full of stuff. And she's like, "I'm not telling you." So just know that the resellers are out there and they're assholes and they ruin the holiday. But if you keep at it, you can find it. Like I said, I got all this stuff. I was amazed. We got as much kind of Ray Dunn stuff as we did, because that stuff tends to go quickly. I shared what I got, but my wife got a couple of wine glasses and some coffee cups and things like that. I shared all on Instagram what they had. But yeah, just keep at it. I know some folks are discouraged because they're seeing me out there posting stuff and they're not seeing it in their stores, but it's coming. It will be there. So don't be discouraged. Just keep at it. And especially if you're looking for something and you want something, keep going back, because I have the feeling it's going to be a slow roll. The upside to that is it's a little bit softer on your pocketbook, because you're not dumping a ton of money all at once, and you can kind of buy things over time. Anyways, that's it for this haul. I'm sure there will be more. It's still very early in the season, so I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, as always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you're finding. Is there something from this haul that you like? Let me know what it is. Or if you picked up something that I picked up too, let me know. And then, of course, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to keep up with all my hauls, and of course my regular show, This Week in Eek, which airs every Friday, recaps you on some of the top stories in Halloween horror news. Until next time, keep it creepy.